Everybody, it's time for some more phonics today, and we're going to look at another rule in phonics, and this is one that's a bit of a less common one. It's a bit of a strange one, and it makes us a little bit confused sometimes, okay? So today we're going to be looking at these two digraphs just here, okay? And our digraphs that we've got are two letters making one sound. And in the first one, we've got the grapheme G and N. So a G and an N together. And in the second one, we've got a K and an N in our grapheme. And the phonemes that both of these make, or the sound that both of these make, is a N sound. So GN makes a N sound, or phoneme, and a KN makes a N phoneme as well. Okay? Now, you don't see these very often in words. You tend to see the G and the N together, less often than you'd see with the K and the N together. We see this a little bit more often in words, but both of them are quite rare. And you'll tend to find the K and the N is at the start of the words, whereas GN is mostly at the start of words, but sometimes it could be at the end of a word as well. So I'll show you some of the words in a second. So, shall we start with KN then, as we do see these a little bit more often. So remember, the KN grapheme makes a N phoneme. So let's start off right at the beginning then. The first word that I've got is, let's see if you get those sound button fingers together with me. N-O. No. So if you know something, it means you've got that knowledge in your head, you've learned something. So I know that the capital of the United Kingdom is London. That's something that I know. Okay, get those fingers together again for the next one. We've got N-O-K, knock. So if you give me a knock, knock on the door. Next one we've got is N-E, knee. So a knee is the part that connects the two parts of your leg. So it means that you can move your leg from being straight to moving it with the joint just there. See if you can find your knee. Sometimes people fall over, and when they fall over, they graze their knee because that's the first thing that hits the ground. Okay, so that's knee. The next one we've got is knife. And in knife, I've got a long vowel sound, haven't I? Because I've got an I and an E working together to make an I sound in our split digraph. So it's a long vowel sound just there. Okay, let's have a look at our next ones then. Oh, they're getting a bit tricky now. Get your fingers together. We've got knowledge. So here, can you see that the W is silent, it's not making a sound. And the E is actually making a short vowel sound for an I. How strange. So knowledge is all the information that you know in your head. So we're going to learn some new knowledge about the Arctic over this term. Okay, the next one we've got then is knuckles. So knuckles, can you see just here, they're the parts that connect your fingers to your hands. So again, just like your knee, it's the joint where that means that you can move your fingers, like you could move your other part of your leg as well. Okay, the next one we've got then is knitting. So in knitting here, I've got a suffix. My ing is a suffix that has changed knit into knitting. So knitting can be when you get some wool and you get some knitting needles and you can sort of weave the wool together to make something like a jumper or a scarf. So see if you can pretend to knit with your knitting needles. Okay, the next word we've got then, and the last word is, I think it's just rubbed out a little bit there. We've got knotting. So just like knitting, knotting is when you tie something together. So you might be knotting your shoelace together. Okay, then I've got the next words for you, and these are our GN grapheme words. So I'm still making a N phoneme. And like I said, they tend to be at the start of words. So I found a couple here that I thought you might quite like. So we've got N or gnaw. So if you're gnawing something, it means that you're chewing it. So sometimes my dog will sit with his bone and he'll gnaw on his bone, so he'll chew away at it. The next one we've got is gnat. And a gnat is like a little insect, like a fly that tends to bother you when you're on holiday, when it's nice and warm, and they can fly around in the air, and they're a bit annoying sometimes. Okay, the next one we've got is gnome. And the gnome you might find in your garden. They're little, they look like little statues that have got a big red pointy hat. They tend to have a big bushy beard as well. See if you've got one in your garden. Okay, the next one we've got is sign. So a sign you might see on the road, you might see a traffic sign that might say 30 miles an hour, or it might say there's traffic lights ahead. It's something that tells you some information that's normally on a pole. Okay, and the last word we've got is design. So if you're designing something, it means you're making it. So we designed our castle. We designed it, we drew all the pictures of it, we labelled it, and that showed us what we were going to do to make our castle. So I hope you found that interesting. I'll put some little activities on Dojo later on for you to have a go at practicing some of those sounds. And also, they will be our spellings for the test for next week. So, hope you've enjoyed that, guys. See you all later. Bye.